topic is... does technology simplify life or make it more complicated? Well, before we start that, let's see how you're doing. First off, you asked me how my day was, but I never asked you how yours was.
Yeah. How was your day?
I mean, my day was pretty good, aside from, you know, computer troubles.
Generally alright.
Generally alright? What about yours, Colin? How was your day? Aside from slow, because I'm sure it was pretty damn slow.
Not fast.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
I'm a master wordsmith.
Right.
You guys scare super fancy product.
Yeah. So, yeah, this entire time you've just been playing on your phone, so. Well, and Switch, so. Yeah. So, does life complicate, or does technology complicate or simplify life?
I find it makes it way more fucking complicated.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, hey, you didn't have like phones, social media and shit. It's basically, I mean, I don't know about city too much, but it's pretty much just like, just out in the country. It's like Footloose. Like in the original Footloose, where like, you're just fucking, you go to school, as a kid, you come home, you might hang out with friends, go to like a shop or something, and just
Right.
talk a bit, and you go home,
Yeah.
you do the homework,
Right, yeah.
and, you know, eat dinner when it's ready, and then go to sleep.
That's if you eat it all, of course.
True. Or just, you know, lock yourself in the room
Yeah.
and practice whatever the fuck you're gonna practice, depending on the level of technology.
Right.
Or reading. But with technology, man, it is like constant communication with other people, different like people things always wanting to get your attention. And it's just notification after notification. Taking it constantly like going at like 100 just manage shit
Right.
rather than go through occasionally just sitting on the front porch.
Yeah, technology took us from like 0 to 11 real fast.
Yeah.
Like, woo, to holy shit, we're skyrocketing. Yeah, technology really came and hit us hard, actually, I think.
Went from skittering across the surface of the water like a good rock to catching wind and flying up like a plane.
Yeah,
We went from Oonga Boonga to Beep Boop Beep Boop.
pretty much. So, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there are definitely some aspects that technology's definitely simplified. I mean, for one, okay, maybe 50-50. One aspect is, like, being a cashier. It's a little easier, but it's not much. Because here you are. You use a regular ass cash register, freaking actual solid buttons with maybe a digital display, you know. And I say maybe because who knows, that digital display might go out, and you have to just basically be like, "What's the numbers?" Whereas me, I have a computer, full-on touchscreen computer where the drawer relies on having a receipt paper roll in the thing. If I don't, I can't open that drawer. At all. I'm serious, yeah. Literally, I can't open that if I don't have receipt paper in the thing. It will not open. I cannot go through a transaction. It just won't do anything. It's like, unless it notifies me too, saying, will not do this, will not do that, can't do this, can't do that, unless you've got receipt paper in there.
You can open it, you just gotta go back to Oonga Boonga.
Yeah.
Ignore technology, go back to Oonga Boonga.
Yeah, see, I myself don't have the, I guess, the resolve to do that because I know that there's a camera right there watching me. And if I do that, they can't just be like, what happened? Oh, it fell and broke. Oops. No, they know. I smash. I don't want to be fired because of that. I'd rather take a chance and hope they believe it fell.
The thing with mine, that, you know,
Yeah.
Actual buttons. Fucking screen only shows the numbers like on an old clock.
Right.
But there's literally a spot like underneath it if you reach over the back of it.
Yeah.
Your hand underneath the left of it, where you can pull a manual switch
And
back
open the
register
drawer.
will pop open.
See, ours don't have that. Most modern registers do not have that at all. And it's annoying. Like, dude, okay. Like, it can make it easier because it's like, oh, I don't know what this is or what it's supposed to be, and it doesn't ring up. Okay, well, I can go into the system at least and look it up by name. Cool, there it is. It just doesn't have the scan code attached. There's a problem. It's easier to find it, but it's a problem because now I have to add it properly. And that's a problem. It just, I don't know, there's so much to it that's like, it could be easy, but you have like, let's say like, oh yeah, there's 5 things that are easy. Well, there's probably like at least 50 things that are harder, suddenly. I mean, for one, ours relies on internet, dude. Relying on internet, simple little small AT&T router too for Wi-Fi, is slow. So when that's slow, the card reader is slow, and the rest of the machine is slow. In other words, it takes forever for the card to be read, and it takes forever for the thing to be like, go from please wait to approved. It can take like anywhere from like 1 minute to 5. And it's horrible. I mean, and then of course it's a waste of paper too because of the fact that some customers don't want a receipt. It automatically will print 2 receipts if they didn't sign, and I had to hit cancel and whatnot. So there's 2 receipts, one for the trash, one for the counter. They want the receipt? Cool, I print that. I still technically have to print another receipt, so we have that for our records. And it's a waste of paper. Like, don't get me wrong, receipts are good, it helps us keep track and all that, but, oh my god. It's so much waste. Because we don't keep them. We don't. We keep them for like maybe a week, and then they get tossed. Because it all gets put into a computer later on, and then it's like, oh, and done. Well, what happens when we lose that computer? Oh, it's all gone. All that information, all that tax info, gone. Fun.
Yeah, no, ours. So I would assume that yours, you go scan the thing.
Yeah.
It automatically puts it in with the price, and that's very nice. But then when it doesn't scan or it's not,
You need to know the numbers.
you need to either look it up by name or know price or its number or identifying thing.
Yeah.
With mine, I just have to either memorize or look on the papers to my left, my right, or behind me that have all the prices for everything, and then by name. And then I just go, oh, it's this, and I just bring in all of the prices and if it's taxable or not.
Right?
So it then makes it, you don't have that hang up of, oh, this isn't working.
Yeah.
What do I do? Oh, and then I have to solve that.
Exactly.
Train on that because you're just going, and you're just hand wringing in everything.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And that's a part of our day-to-day life is you have to deal with that every day, which isn't an issue for you. I mean, I come in and I buy shit and you're just like, boop, 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 done. You were to come in and buy your shit with even cash, it's like, hold on, give me a moment. Boop, okay, how much? Okay, hold on, and then done. It's like, thank you for your patience. Not thank you for your patronage, thank you for your patience.
You gotta wait on the computer.
Yeah.
Whereas mine is a very simple computer that's basically
Yeah.
glorified adding.
And the speed that it goes is how fast you go.
Yeah.
Mine has to try to keep up with me because I'm faster than you at the register, but the register has to wait.
It's very rare for me to be faster than my register. There are some times where I try to bring in a key like too fast from the initial one to the second one, and it won't quite catch it. So then I'm
Right.
have to make a key again and bring it to an item.
Yeah.
But usually I'm on the price stuff,
Yeah.
and it just goes right.
Yeah, see, even at Holiday, they had, like, the newest registers they could get, right? They were the newest, the nicest, they were really quick. Even I outworked those, though, because those had a process sometimes, too, for me. Nobody else had the problem of, like, it catching up. I always had the problem with the register trying to catch up though because I got too good at it. I got quick at it, just done. And the register's like, there it is. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it simplifies a lot of things, but at the same time, you get way more bad than you get the good. I mean, yes, I got faster at things, and it makes it easier to find certain things, but it's harder to find things, harder to add the pricing to things, and you have to rely on it hopefully maintaining.
Yeah. So long as it works,
You're fine. But it's...
you're very lost.
And it's technology. There's no 100% guarantee. There's hardly a 90% guarantee it's going to continue to work. You have like maybe a 50-50 at that.
And if the power goes out,
Oh, we're so screwed.
we aren't.
Yes, you're not.
Yeah.
I am.
What do you mean?
Unless I slap a sticker.
No, I mean like if we already have stuff like here, like made, and then the power goes out like middle of the day,
Then
we're
they
still
ca-
fine.
then
I
they-
can still bring stuff in.
Then all Ooga Booga people come out and just take all your people.
Okay, it's fine. Because with the shit that we do, it's pretty much just the same thing as writing it all out and adding it all together.
Yeah, and we don't have enough stickers to price things at there. Because we're always getting something new. And then every time we get something new, it's got to, it's got to be added. And then every time we get something that we thought we carried before, turns out we carried it, but it's got a different UPC, and it rings totally different now.
Or never got added in the first place.
Exactly. And that's another thing. Trying to make sure you add it to the system and find a price for it. I will say, though, because lately I've been having to add prices for a lot of things and change prices for a lot of things, the phone has helped immensely. Honestly, the phone has actually made things easier because I can go online and Google this liquor at this size, UPC. And it'll give me the UPC. I'll just find different websites of like, here's the UPC for this item. And because it's, a universal UPC, no matter where you go, it's going to be the same UPC for the same type of item. Whether it's like Tito's or M&M's, it's going to be the same UPC on a certain bag or a certain bottle. It's going to be the same UPC, so it doesn't matter. It makes it easy, but at the same time, it takes time.
Like, if you're like constantly changing stuff, then it's either you're not like start memorizing things or keep updating your like paper sheets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
So like a stable,
Right.
pretty stable like thing that we carry.
Yeah.
We don't change much often.
Right.
It's either memorized or we just have a piece of paper that says what the price is for the things.
Exactly, yeah. So, and then of course there's Colin. He has the most issues out of actually either of us. As far as like phone or anything, yeah, I think he ends up with more issues than you or I do.
No.
Well, first off, look at his phone.
Yeah, I do need to upgrade.
Oh well, yeah.
He has issues.
The phone, it's not the phone, it's more like the service and the phone, because my phone has aged a bit and I haven't used it in a long time.
And see, there's the thing. Phones are made to where if you've gone through from what you can do, all the updates, not from like what the carrier can do, but from what you can just see as a pop-up saying update for your phone, once you're done, that phone is out of date, you need to get a new one.
No, it's not the phone itself, it's they stopped carrying service for it all. The phone's still fine, it's still updating, it's just carrier. At least in this situation.
So that's another thing though too though. We have to worry about like reception and all that nowadays because we have these phones and it's like, oh, I need to call this so and so and I need to call them and I need to make this appointment. Whatever happened to going in person, damn it.
Landlines, dude.
Right? That too. Like fucking walking around the house, worrying about the cord, snagging on things. Fucking I'm gonna be old fashioned here. Before we had just a regular stand phone that was cordless, at my house, we actually had a corded rotary phone. That shit was great. Somebody called, you answered no matter what, or if you didn't know somebody was supposed to call you that day, you did not answer that phone. That's how it was. Ring, 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 ring. I'm not supposed to get a call from my aunt until tomorrow. Don't answer the phone. Simple as that, Freaking, I loved having that phone though because first off, you carried that thing around when you talked. That was great because, I mean, with like a regular phone, you walk around, you carry it, yada yada. You're doing all the walking. Sure, it's easy, but you don't have like the dexterity now to deal with getting over a cord, making sure the cord is flipped, And you don't work an arm out. I'm just going to say it right now. Rotary phones are heavy, so you don't work an arm out anymore. You're just like, whatever. So, you know, it's like, rotary phones were cool, and then, of course, just regular landlines, put it on the wall, there's a cord there. You stood at the wall with that phone. Hello? Yes, this is he. You know, freaking hang it up. And I'm just going to say this right now. The satisfaction I always got from hanging up a phone. You were upset at somebody, you slammed it down.
You can still do that.
You know? Nowadays, cell phone, good luck if you want to keep it. Yeah, you're like, off. Yeah, take that. And you're like,
That was my cell phone. It's fine.
So,
You
you know,
can do it just risky.
you literally press it, but you don't press it so hard because you're like, I'm going to break my screen if I do it too hard. Nowadays, though, you're like, And everybody just does that. They're like, fuck you.
I just slammed my phone on the table twice. Does that count for nothing?
Yes, it counts for nothing. So. Really?
I got text from you. I responded.
Yeah, 2 minutes ago.
Yes.
Another thing about technology, it allows for our annoying friends to just say random shit within seconds, within feet.
Well, you texted me first.
I texted you over an hour and a half ago, I think.
Yes, and I just acknowledged it.
Fuck you. So, yeah, no, technology, it's helpful, but I don't know, I see problems with it.
I like playing video games.
Yeah, games are great. That's one of the better things I enjoy about it. Is it's got ways to escape the day-to-day. Yeah, I mean, I can go home. Yeah, I can go home. I can play a game, escape reality, live a different reality, like I've been doing for the past weeks or so. Or I can, you know, plug in my headphones, listen to music, and ignore everything. You know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still one of those old-fashioned people. I have an actual record player. An old-fashioned record player. I do. I only have I have 3 records. One's from... I got it at a Goodwill. Freaking, I don't even know how many years ago anymore. I think I was probably like 12 or something. So about 12 years ago, maybe longer than that. But it's a record with an actress who was also like a singer and a show tunes type of person from like the 50s and whatnot. And I've listened to it like once, and I've put it away since, you know, nice and safe. Because when I first listened to it, I didn't have my own record player. I borrowed my dad's. Since then, though, I got my own record player. Got it pretty damn cheap. I also have a record, well, technically 2 records, from the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game. So I have the entire album on 2 separate vinyls. Both are 2-sided. And I love listening to it on a record player because you also have that like static sound of listening to it through an old speaker. And I love that. It's like, I don't know, growing up I was always told I was in the wrong time period. I was more so a 50s type of person. So, but you know, it's like, technology provided great things, simple things, you know, but it's a hassle. I'm just going to say it right now. Most of the time I find myself actually hating technology and just going, I wish you didn't exist. I wish you were gone. I mean, my laptop today has given me all the issues. So, and you saw that.
Yeah, it was a struggle.
Sitting here. And I look over and I have about 24 tabs open.
What?
And Google Chrome just opened. Maybe 24, maybe less. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Sorry, only 19. Only 19, whatever. But the fact that just now Google Chrome opened, that just goes to show how many issues I've had. Nope. It was like, we're open. I didn't click you to be open. Sorry. I'm just now getting notifications saying this was successfully removed, this was successfully removed. I started removing you about 40 minutes ago. And it's now catching up. That's bad.
Technology gets older. That
Right.
record player though is probably still fine.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Like the older ones, not the stuff that you get that gets older, but the stuff that's already older,
Yeah.
for some reason has no issues.
They don't build them like they used to.
No, they don't.
For a while.
Those aren't the things that we get now. Aren't the kind of things that you could go, this is reliable. No, this is where you like petting it, or you barely touch it with like a finger, and you're like, it's good.
Yeah, like,
Can you slap it? No, it'll break it.
Hey, you saw my phone. It's
I
fine.
can see the screen going.
You see, and it's still fine for now. Also, I did smash my fingers with it. It lay on top of my fingers and it's like, oh, it's not smacking, it's on top of my fingers. My fingers are in pain.
Right?
But
And,
don't achieve my fingers in pain.
Right.
Yay!
and again, the phones. So in high school, I knew a lot of people that had iPhones. Like almost everyone I knew had an iPhone.
My phone sucks.
Yes! My dad used to work with somebody who had an iPhone. It was supposed to be an iPhone that could, withstand even a drop from like the pants pocket. This guy was squatting down, stood up, it fell out of his back pocket, hit the ground, entire screen was shattered. You could not use it. Nowadays, like, I think a couple years ago or so, no, a few years ago, back in like 2019, friggin', there was one of the iPhones, I don't remember which one, I think it was like the 7 or whatever. You sat down, if it was in your back pocket, that whole phone went snap. It literally bent and snapped and you couldn't use it. It was amazing. They literally were like, iPhones are great. Really? Let me just take it, barely apply pressure on one side and barely on another, and snap. There you go. Now you've got two.
Let me use it as a flip book.
Androids. I had a Samsung Replenish back in like 2013. 4 years I had it too. 4 years. That was the longest I ever had a phone. That phone I had to press the power button, the volume button, and the camera button in order to turn it on and off.
It had a camera button.
Yes, it did. Yes, an actual like button on the side for a camera. So it was literally like using my thumb for volume, my index and middle finger for the volume, thumb for the power, middle and index for the volume, and then my ring finger for the freaking camera button. I'm using 4 fingers to turn on a phone.
Why do you need a power button if it's something turn on and off?
You need the power button to initiate the other 3 to activate to help turn it off.
That's dumb.
Originally, the power button was all I needed. After about 4 years, though, it degraded.
Okay, this is the story of it went to shit.
It eventually went to crap after 4 years. That was a Samsung Replenish that when I got it was already being discontinued. It was in the process of being discontinued, dude. I got one of the last 5 at Sprint when I was there. Sprint only had 5 in stock. And they weren't getting more, they weren't going to sell more. They only had those 5 there. I bought one of the 5. 4 years later, there's a chip in the screen, there's several scratches on the screen, the buttons faded. You can't read what's what, And they're just buttons, and they're supposed to be, backlit buttons basically. So like, underneath the paint was a light, and there was the white part of the paint that was so you could read the letter, especially in the dark. Okay, that blue paint was gone though. It was nothing but a white panel of buttons, dude. It looked like a solar panel. I'm seriously, and yeah, it literally was like turn it on, and there we go. I have 2 sections of light for a flashlight now. That's what it was. It was like Colin's little panel of LEDs.
My mini son.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
So literally, that's what that phone became after 4 years. And I didn't have to replace it. I dropped that thing from my roof on the concrete. I've kicked it. I had thrown it across the gym in high school. Literally threw it across the gym to where it hit the wall. And I'm not talking like the massive one. I'm talking the one with, you remember the one that had all the mirrors on the one wall?
Yeah, in the small gym.
The small gym? I literally was at one end and I threw my phone to the other end. Missed Calvin because he was going to catch it. He was like, I'll catch it. And I threw it. I threw it harder than I intended. So he was like, ah! And it hit the wall, landed on the floor, back popped off, battery popped out, popped it back on, popped it back in, worked just fine, technically. Fine. Quote unquote fine. I still had to turn it on because by this point when I threw it, I still had to turn it on and off by 3 friggin' buttons. Well, technically 4. the 2 volume, the camera, and the power. But you know,
Before you threw it?
that was after I threw it and before I threw it.
So before you threw it, it was fine. After you threw it, you had to use the button.
I started to have to use the buttons. Started to before I threw it. I started to, but then I threw it, and then it was really bad. So yes, the degradation was more so my fault on that part. But the fact that I could still use it for 50% before it died. Because it no longer knew that 50% was usable. It got down to 50% and was like, we're dead, we have nothing. Plug it in, 85%. Yep. So, you know, it's like, but that was an Android phone. I've had Android phones before, and they've lasted longer than most people keep their iPhone.
I mean, you fucking threw that thing across the gym.
Yeah.
And you could still use it.
Yes, the screen was perfectly fine, too.
It didn't fucking crack the screen at all.
Nope.
Drop an iPhone from your kneecaps.
And it shatters the screen.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember Blackberries?
Yes, because my grandma used to have one. She had one with, like, the little roll button ball thing.
Yeah, I remember those because I didn't have one. The one I knew had one. Like, Kid in the Plus in elementary school had one.
My grandma's BlackBerry lasted her maybe 3 months.
They were a big thing, but then they died out extremely quick.
Because they weren't good. I'm just gonna say it. Blackberries were about as bad as an iPhone. My grandma had her BlackBerry for 3 months. Here's the thing. She keeps it in a purse, right? She's got her phone. She keeps it in her purse. She's got her own cleaning business, so she puts her phone in her purse. She uses it once in a while to call somebody, call her clients, or look something up online. She does not know much else. She mostly, 90% of the time, used it as a calendar to make sure that appointments for her clients were marked down. That was it. There was no extraneous use on that thing. 3 months, dude. Boom, gone. The screen would glitch to where it was going side to side, up and down, and all around. Literally, it was like trying to taking your phone, turning it on, and just going like shaking it side to side like this. And that was her screen while holding it still. Yeah, we're not sure what. She never downloaded anything. She only updated the phone when it said to update the phone. She never trusted anything that didn't look right. You know, she took it into the, Sprint at the time, and she was like, can you fix this? And they're like, we don't know what happened, but we can cover a replacement, but we can't repair that. So she got a replacement. It was another BlackBerry, a little simpler one. It didn't last as long. It lasted like 2.5 months, maybe, at most. And she was not as rough with phones as I am. But it didn't last her long, dude. He did not have Nokia.
So it had been given to me by someone else who worked in construction, and when they were like, "Hey, you want this?" I was like, and they were like, "Want to kind of show off?"
Yeah.
I literally closed it, threw it on the ground, on the concrete ground, and then stomped on it. Picked it up, opened it. Oh, it's just fine.
Right.
And it was fine.
I was checking on that.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Right?
I
And
would have broke it.
so. This is true.
It's a biscuit.
But this thing was so fucking sturdy that after school I had people lined up just on the outside of the little baseball field
Yeah.
and like in the pickup area, and they would let them pull on my phone,
Right.
and then throw it into the fucking baseball field. I'd hop the fence, go run, grab it, bring it back, and it would be working just fine.
And you would never let me do that.
Because he didn't trust how far you'd throw it.
Destructive force, and I didn't know how far you would go with it.
He probably would have.
Normal human could do it.
He probably would have gone further beyond the field.
Yeah.
And into a car.
Hit the other fence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm your good friend. You never let me do it.
But from the outside, it was indestructible.
Right.
The reason I do not still have that is because someone figured out how to break the inside, and not by using the outside so much.
It's called insert water inside. Yeah.
They held on to the bottom piece, and they flung their arm down at max speed, hitting a bench with the top piece to make it slam shut so fucking fast and forceful that it pulled the wires on the inside.
Oh, jeez.
So it just went, and then it's really light. And it just fucking,
Yeah. See, I remember.
no like direct impact to fucking kill that.
Right. See, I remember my friend Calvin. He had a flip phone for the longest time. Anytime he was stressed or pissed off, he flipped it open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close, right? I remember one day he got so bad, though, that he was like, I can break it. And he's like, I did break it. And I didn't know because he did it at home. Because he was dealing with his ma. One day I go over to his house and he's like, want to see how I broke it? And he snaps it back together and he's like, simple, flip it open, sideways. He snapped it sideways. He's like, I was that done. He still has it too. It's just his stress reliever. He just goes snap, snap. And it's like, dude, the amount of flipping open and close that he did was also very aggressive because it wasn't like flip, flip, flip. It was like flip, 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 flip. Like when you're aggressive and you're pressing buttons or you're trying to use a controller, you're using force, right? He was doing that. And it still didn't break from all that. No, he had to snap it sideways. Give somebody an iPhone, tell them, press the screen just a little too hard, shatter. You know? Flick it! Right? Yeah. Literally, iPhone, it's like, don't drop it on its corners or its sides or flat anyway. In other words, just don't drop it. It's better if you don't.
My phone. Oh, it's my other phone. It's a good one. Let's drop this one.
That's my good one. That sounded like it actually did something. Yeah, see? So here's my thing. Androids, they do hold better.
Well, this is a Motorola. I don't know if that counts for anything.
Technically, it's Android.
It's an Android operating.
But you see,
Anything that's an Android operating system will last longer than an iPhone because iPhone is just an Apple,
what you see,
which is as strong as an Apple.
this one has a flashy leather case with a magnetic clip. And it turned on the camera somehow just by me doing that.
Motorola, if you shake it side to side, will actually turn it on the camera. And if you shake it side to side, if you shake it... Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I saw.
Let me see. I want to try something real quick. Let me see. It's a simple demonstration. I want to see if yours actually does it. Nope. So with mine, you shake it sideways, it'll turn on the camera. Or not the camera, but the flashlight. But if you usually do it this way, camera. His doesn't have the nice little,
Shaky flashlight.
yeah. And if you do it again, if I can actually get it, there it is. It turns it to the front-facing camera.
Stop, stop.
So,
You have been taking pictures of.
and my Motorola, again, you shake it, you hold it, and you shake it side to side, it's literally going to turn on the camera. Or not the camera, the flashlight. I keep getting it mixed up, my god. So yeah, I can turn on the camera or the flashlight by shaking my phone, which is handy, but also a problem sometimes because, you know, you do something and it shakes it and you're like, oh, look, suddenly I've got the flashlight on.
Yeah, or it's less like in your pocket and there's a glowing light.
Yeah, and somebody's like, why's your pocket lit up? Okay, flashlight's on. Let me turn that off.
Yeah.
You know? But,
That's the one major downside.
yeah,
If it's in your pocket, you don't notice it.
that just kills your battery too.
Strange.
It really does. So, but like, honestly though, like, yes, Android phones, I'm gonna say, are definitely better than iPhones. Because again, iPhones are as sturdy as an Apple.
You want to start?
And I don't mean the core. That's tough. Still eatable, but it's tough.
You want better than Apple, but worse than Android?
What?
Chromebooks.
Yeah, try breaking those sons of bitches. Mine, literally my Chromebook that I bought, my Lenovo Chromebook that I bought from Best Buy before we started using Chromebooks officially at high school. I bought that thing, you know, I got that thing, and it had been legitimately kicked, okay? Legitimately kicked, like dropped and kicked. Because you ever have that instinct where you drop something and you go to save it, so you end up kicking the item instead of grabbing it with your hand? You drop and kick instead?
Well, I never kick it directly. I shoot my foot out underneath it to...
Right, but if you're unlucky enough, you've kicked that son of a bit going flying. If you're unlucky enough, which is usually my reality. Well, literally, I was holding my Chromebook one day open, right? And I'm holding it with one hand, trying to use it while I'm trying to walk to another class. It slips out of my hand, drops. I don't go to catch it. I go to kick it. My foot goes out. It goes flying, hits the ground into the bushes, kind of by where the art area was. Freaking, I go and grab it. It's fine. I mean, it had a slight crack in like the side, but like that's like the little plastic that just goes over the screen and all that, you know. It was perfectly fine.
The Chromebooks your class got were a lot better than the one me and.
I didn't even use the ones the classes got. I had my own. I still have my own. It's still perfectly fine. I just need to log back in to remember my old password from 2017.
This is probably better than the ones the schools handed out. And the ones your year. And then the ones that our year got, mine hunters was even worse. Like, hey, you drop it the wrong way like an iPhone. I'm like, that's how it's like, and it's broken completely.
Yeah.
It has like a 50% increase on resistance dropping as an iPhone, which is much.
Right.
Slightly more durable, and you can do far more than an iPhone, but it's like, only if you have internet.
Yeah, an iPhone can do a lot more stuff, especially without internet.
Quality wise, I mean, like, a Chromebook with internet is like, I can at least play Minecraft. iPhone, I heard they removed it. I heard they removed Minecraft from the Apple Store.
I heard they were planning to remove it.
It's like, at least get to play Minecraft on the console.
Yeah. So, but
The Chromebook, for me, it's like, okay, you're like a million times better.
yeah, and I still have mine. It still works. It has all my like old save data and whatnot on it.
Minecraft?
No, I never bothered with it.
Scrub.
This does.
Okay, you're a half scrub.
So do all my consoles. Well, except for my Nintendo 64, my
We're not
Nintendo
talking about
Wii.
consoles, we're talking about computers. You're a half scrub.
No, Minecraft is still on the App Store.
On the Apple Store?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like Chromebooks. At least my Chromebook was pretty damn good. Honestly, I might ditch this one and go back to the Chromebook. Yeah, and I haven't used that Chromebook really since 2017. So you know, I might go back to it because the current laptop is. Well, I mean, I got it and it was already slightly outdated. Yeah. Because when I got it like 2019. You know, 2019, 2020. And it was like a 2018 laptop. So it was slightly outdated, you know. So as far as what I try to use it for, it doesn't hold up well, as is apparent by the fact of take forever to do anything. Fucking that shit.
There's only so much cleaning can do.
Yeah. And I've cleared a whole bunch of caches and whatnot and unimportant like save data files as well. You know, and it's like, cool, you've cleared like, you know, because I think I cleared like 5 gigabytes worth of stuff that I didn't need. Still down the crapper. This thing is not as good as it could have been. So, yeah, so. Good. So.
For recording, let it be known, I drank in one sitting in less than an hour and a half. Probably like 96 ounces of orange juice and / water.
The man-child has spoken.
I was thirsty. So orange juice and water.
So.
And now my tummy is upset.
Good.
I think I might lay down. My tummy is upset.
So, anyways, but you know.
Your kids are about me?
That wasn't your leg snapping.
No, I did fall to the ground.
So I fall on the ground many times.
Yes, but I was not holding back. I was protecting myself.
You disperse your energy, you're fine.
You're just Chris Farley.
Oh, disperse my energy, you say?
So, you know, it's like, yeah, there's. Yeah.
It says disperse energy.
Man. So, yeah, there's some good things. There's some downsides too, though, like to all this. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we started with if it's making it complicated.
Yeah.
More complicated, yes. That's a simpler.
Yes.
More examples.
But it's also less fun.
True.
I had to go do a
Right. Yeah.
And I, like, just before we were recording, I got contact from my mom about, like, problems and wanting to know more about stuff. So then I was having to do that while we were, like, setting up.
Yeah.
And so it was more complicated. Beneficial, yes. A little more complicated.
Yeah.
I use technology today to play video games, watch YouTube, and relax.
Yeah. So. Right. Exactly.
Watch
So-
grass grow.
Or watch paint dry.
Or watch Point Pro stream melt or ice melting.
Or watch Colin mature.
You can watch that for 30 years and you won't see a difference.
Exactly.
Like George has watched me for 30 years. He's watched me for 19 years.
So, you know, it's like, yeah,
No improvement.
technology was made to make life easier, but it really didn't. It adds so many complications. Like, little things are easy, yes, but on a grand scale, oh hell no.
You need to come here, Jerry. You're not very comfy. Sit for long durations.
Bring fucking pillows.
Not bad. They're just not.
That means you sit down and eat and get the fuck up. You and all here. You know what you fall asleep at our tables?
We don't want you to stay here. We want you to move along so you can burn what you just ate and come back for more and then leave and then come back for more and leave and come and leave and come and leave and come.
My butt hurts.
Back.
Jerry, back on comfy.
Well, you know what? If we could put thumbtacks on these chairs, we would.
Okay,
It's not allowed.
you can put them on, you just have to take them off.
No. No. Thumbtack cushions. There you go. Just make thumbtack cushions so only when he comes in, he sits on it.
Yeah, it's a pillow in the shape of a thumbtack.
It's like a pin cushion. Yeah. It's like a fucking pin cushion.
Yeah, and then I pick it up and slap
Yeah.
you guys with it.
Yeah. So.
It's a pillow fight.
Bring a gun. So.
It's called Nerf for nothing. If you don't bring Nerf, then you have nothing. If you bring a gun, it's nothing because it's not Nerf.
We stray a little further from God. So. Yeah. No, I don't know. There's positives, but there's a whole lot of negative. But hey, we at least have things to where it makes it easier to make things too, though.
Like this podcast.
Yeah. Like without technology, there are certain tools we wouldn't have that to this day we could probably use. I mean, for instance, oxyacetylene torches. If we had never thought to even make that. Yeah, if we never even like made any of that stuff or anything like that, and yet we were like, we want to build this thing or this thing that requires those, we never would have even thought of it. And we wouldn't be where we are. We'd still be living in like mud huts and all that. Or at least wood. Barns and whatnot. Barns, cabins. The brick bullshit.
Technology is part of human
Development. Yeah. And it's helped us, it's helped us go places. It's helped us go to space, which, not gonna lie, I'd be okay with going to space and leaving all that shit behind.
It's also time to wake up in the morning and get going to the bathroom in time.
The bathroom is what makes me get up on time. I gotta go. I'm awake. Go to the bathroom. Oh, God. Exactly.
I don't want to move. How long can I hold?
Yeah, and I don't usually just wake up going, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. No, it's like, I'm asleep, and my dream gets affected, and it's like, suddenly, we have to go to the bathroom in this dream. We still have to go. You're being told that you can't go in this dream several times. It's getting worse. Wake up! I'm awake. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I can
Okay.
usually ignore it while I sleep for like a couple hours. Until like 9.
I have to pee, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much like I wake up, and then I try and fight it for as long as I can. It's like
You
10
also have
minutes
the
maybe.
smallest bladder
Yeah.
alive.
I do not have a small bladder. I produce a lot.
He's got a urinary tract infection, or he's got a really bad prostate.
Same problem, just different same result, different product.
Right. Honestly, you might want to get your prostate checked, though. Most people say it's a bad prostate, man. Might want to get it checked.
Hey,
No, I think we just ran out of the last pair of rubber gloves.
Oh, we're not supposed to go down your cup, please.
We got plenty over there, and they fit him.
Hey, Sam, you want to go home?
No, I want to see how this plays out.
It's gonna play out like the game of... It's gonna play out like the game of Luigi goes to the doctor and gets a prostate checked by Wario for Nintendo Switch.
You'll be going, wah! In no time.
Yeah, Wario. Not my personal favorite Mario character that I would want to be.
Either that or you'll be like Mario. Woohoo!
Well, would you prefer to be Waluigi? The forgotten Nintendo character?
How about Luigi? Oh yeah.
How about Toad?
I kinda am.
Just going to get your prostate checked. Oh yeah.
You'll have a brother. You're brotherless.
In my brain.
That's not
My
possible
brain's
either.
fractured. Who do you think I talk to all the time when I'm alone?
Yourself.
Yes.
Who knows?
Except when I'm alone.
When he's alone, he talks to somebody named Johnson. He's just a one-eyed bastard.
Exactly, so it could be Luigi. It's not even Mario.
Son of a bastard.
Hey, about this Gino. Then also the forgotten Nintendo character that everyone... Yes, it's a forgotten Mario character from Mario RPG for the 64. Everyone loves when Nintendo forgot. It refuses to remember because people love it. He's a puppet with guns for hands. And hands for guns.
Seriously?
Yes. Everyone loves him and wants him in Smash, but they won't put him in for some reason. So you're Gino.
So to technology he goes to look this up, for he is skeptical of this. Welcome to technology, making life easier just a little bit.
And Gino is technology, because his hands are guns and his guns are hands.
Gino.
You know Gino?
I've heard of Gino. I've seen pictures of Gino. I don't know Gino personally, though. I never got to have lunch with him. We had to cancel one day.
I'm like a level higher. Yeah. Gino. Look up Super Mario RPG cover.
Yep.
It should be on the cover if I remember correctly.
Man.
Super Mario RPGs. Nintendo 64.
Captivating stuff. The Google.
Why not use Bing?
You use Bing?
No, I said why not use it?
Oh.
Because fuck Bing. I've used Bing. Bing is kind of crappy. I mean, my laptop tries to automatically use Bing. And I've set my default browser as Google Chrome.
This is original art.
Like, my laptop is like, default browser? Google Chrome. What's it open with? Bing. And Google Chrome is my default browser. I've checked. It's set as default. Bing is not default. Bing is not even on the list. And yet, I go to click Google Chrome, Bing.
Bing bong!
Google Chrome opens up with the search engine Bing. That's fucking hilarious.
That's because Google Chrome's like, we don't want to put you with this stuff. Leave it to Bing.
Yeah, Google doesn't want to deal with me. Leave it to the UK version of shit.
It doesn't want to deal with your search history.
Right? Let the UK deal with it. I believe Bing is UK. To search for the origin of Bing!
Down the rabbit hole we go.
We're not going where we're sitting.
Down the rabbit hole we sit.
History of Bing search engine. Bing, Oh.
Drink off.
Interesting. Okay. So, never mind. Okay, so Bing search engine launched in 2009 by the American software company Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft's previous search engine, Live Search, from the time of its release in 2006, consistently trailed well behind those of Google Inc., the industry giant and the industry portal site of Yahoo Inc. So, holy crap. So, okay, so Bing was Microsoft's thing.
I thought Microsoft Edge was there.
Huh?
What happened? Is Bing still theirs? Or was it?
It's still there, but people are also wondering what the heck happened to Bing.
Why make Bing when they already have a Microsoft Edge?
They didn't have Microsoft Edge.
Or not Microsoft, no, what is it? It's, Explorer. Is that Microsoft? Windows Explorer?
Windows Explorer is for your files on your
No, there was an actual Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer was a totally different thing.
Okay, I think
Microsoft's first thing was Bing, and then that's how Microsoft did.
okay, I always thought.
Well, it was like Live Search or whatever, and then became Bing.
I always thought Internet Explorer was.
Thanks, Rabbit Hole.
Right? So,
Internet Explorer.
yeah, Internet Explorer it died because, well, it was behind everything.
It died because no one cared that much.
I feel like pretty much everything died except for Google Chrome and Safari because, you know, iPhone.
Right. Internet Explorer, i.e., World Wide Web, www, browser,
It's not dead.
and set of technologies, it was created by Microsoft.
What was?
Internet Explorer. So it was Microsoft. So they got rid of their own thing because Microsoft was like, we failed.
No, they got rid of it because like we gotta slowly kill it off, so we need to do something better later. They'll definitely succeed. We'll call it Big Project Big.
But is Internet Explorer an application or a search engine?
It's a search engine thing. It's a search engine application type of thing.
Application though. So it's like Google Chrome, you is the app, but then Google is the search engine. Or Google search engine is the search engine.
No, because it acted much like its own Internet Explorer type of thing. Literally, you open up Internet Explorer and you had Internet Explorer. It didn't bring up anything like Google or Bing. It was just Internet Explorer. And then there was Firefox, which was its own thing as well.
Oh yeah, Firefox.
Because you could open an Internet Explorer and then you could use Internet Explorer to search up Firefox and use Firefox as your web search. You could use Internet Explorer as your web search as well. But it was a World Wide Web browser and set of technologies created by Microsoft Corporation, a leading American computer software company. After being launched in 1995, Internet Explorer became one of the most popular tools for accessing the Internet. There were 11 versions between 1995 and 2013. So, yeah. And Microsoft first unveiled the browser in January under the codename Project Spartan, named for a character in the company's Halo video game series. So we got Internet Explorer because of Halo, basically. So let it be known, Internet Explorer was basically a Halo thing. They were their own biggest fans, their own biggest nerds, and they were like, let's make a search engine and make it named after fucking Halo.
Halo, the precursor to Internet Explorer.
Exactly. Maybe that's why Halo also had trouble with a lot of like communications, because in Halo they used Internet Explorer. You know? Like slow as shit. Well, okay, that's interesting to know. So it was Project Spartan. Holy crap. Well, that's interesting to know though. So, yeah.
Colin has a tidbit of technology info.
Yeah.
Phones replace bathroom reading material.
Phones do indeed replace bathroom reading material. I can attest to that most definitely. Either I've got a book, I've got either a digital book on my phone, or I've got Facebook, or Instagram, or Twitter, or iFunny. I literally will scroll through any of those when I'm in the bathroom for longer than like, a minute, and I'm not standing up. You know, if,
How often does that music going? Sometimes I have in the past.
right. Because to be perfectly honest, you don't have like a magazine in the bathroom or something like that, and you're sitting there and you have nothing to do. You're going to either look at the wall, count the grain on the wall, or you're going to read every little product in there with you. And you're going to be like, look at that toilet paper. Look at the wrapping on that toilet paper. Look at the instruction. Look at all this. Look at the ingredients. Look at, just whatever you've got. Look at this soap. I'm going to read it. Because you get bored. I'm not going to lie. Every guy gets bored sitting in there just like, what am I going to read? Yeah, and you can't just twiddle your thumbs because that starts to feel weird for some reason. Just sitting there on the crapper and you're like twiddling your thumbs. You're like, this starts to feel weird. Like I shouldn't be doing this. Or like I'm trying to charge something up. I'd be a success. I would be a generator. Me and my 11 rings. Just just do this. Or take them like this and just... God, at that point, just call me Electro. Get ready to be zapped. Whoosh. You know? God.
I mean, heck, you could do that. All you need is little socks and a carpet.
To your house we go.
You got the socks.
That's all I wear, motherfucker.
Okay.
I wear the winter socks that are thick and perfect for static electricity.
Alright.
So, I got the socks, buddy. You got the carpet. Let's go. I'll charge my phone with it and yours. Done. Man, can you imagine that though? Just being that being the next bit of technology. I mean, I've heard people speaking about like rumors of this. You know, like bracelets that can do this. But like, imagine when we get to the point where it's like no matter what you're doing, or if you're wearing like a bracelet or a ring or a necklace or something like that, and you're stressing about it, and you convert that to actual legitimate, like plug it into your phone electricity or something like that. Dude, that would be some seriously amazing technology.
You're stressing the
Electricity? Because, let's face it.
power plant.
Let's face it. That's been a rumor spread across the internet. I know it's false because, first off, how do you take stress that's an internal thing and turn it into electricity? First off, how? Fucking how?
The only way is to have an external device that you're interacting with.
Exactly, or plug it into your butt.
I don't quite think humans are
Close enough. Enough farting, and yes, we'll have some power.
Put a windmill.
Yeah, exactly. Little windmill sticking out the butt. Just like, what's that? Why is it spinning? I'm producing power. Hold on, I'm charging my phone. Alright, I'm up another 5%. You know? But, you know, it'd be an interesting concept to see if, like, our technology even advances that far. Yes, it would make things super inconvenient, depending on what form it takes.
I think that there could be a device like either, say, like one of the fidget cubes.
Yeah.
Maybe the fidget.
Straight up, like, messing with that, the more you mess with it, it charges it.
It just has like movement-based electrical
Yeah.
charging things in each one of the things.
Exactly.
So no matter what you're doing with it, you're just constantly charging it.
Yeah.
Charging.
Like the shake flashlights. You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Infomercials about it? You shake it and that charges it?
Yeah.
I can see that becoming like little fidgets and all that. I'm wondering why we don't have them as fidgets. Because
All of the people with fucking stress, anxiety, or like autism,
they'd never have to worry about like a normal outlet or anything like that. Just mess with that and be like, plug it in my phone. Done. Right?
and if it's not, why?
Exactly. Yeah, because, I mean, think about it. First off, one, people that had those shake flashlights, they're a little beefier now. You know? Shake it left and right. Just, yeah.
I'm gonna charge up my flashlight.
Exactly. You know? And that thing, you know, even a little kid could use it and just be like, look! And it was weighted a little bit because it had that little magnetic weight in it.
I remember a fucking
And it was amazing.
Wii game where you literally had to shake the remote because in the game it was a flashlight. You had to shake it to charge it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that was another thing. I miss the Wii. Little sensor bars and all that, and just being able to read it. I mean, admittedly, I still have a Wii. I just don't have a sensor bar because a cat was like, nom, 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 nom. Oh, snap.
On the bar?
On the cord. The whole cord is just gone. The cat has not decided to eat the sensor bar just yet. But, you know, like, I still have a Wii. I have so many games for the Wii, and most of them are, like, very active things.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
You know? And it was always great because, first off, you always had to make sure, depending on what you were playing, is it going to fly in the TV?
That's why they invented the wrist straps, bro.
That's why nobody fucking bothered, though. You know that. You know almost no one bothered unless the parent was like, don't forget the wrist strap. Everybody else was like, parents ain't here, take that off. Woo! Fucking Star Wars. Like, I had Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 on the Wii, right? There was one time where I was like, whoosh! Whoop, my window. I was glad I had shutters on. When I first got my Wii, my dad and I were playing, you know, Wii Sports, and we were playing the baseball one. He forgot to put the strap on. Into the TV! Yes, but no man used it really, unless it was you. Then you're the one everybody else was like, you don't exist in our community.
My family grew up very careful about breaking shit, so.
My family grew up with hope for the best and pray for the worst.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, see, we hoped for the best, prayed for the worst, and got everything in between, and we were fine.
prayed for the worst or prepared for the worst?
Prayed.
Oh, please, just let it
Because if we, if we prepared, if we like expected the, the best or hoped for the best, even it's like, all right, we're gonna get something good, and yet you prayed for the worst, you at least came out even.
Pray for the worst, get something medium.
Yeah,
You're like, prayers were answered like 24.
yeah,
You're coming from below the worst.
yeah. You're like, I'm gonna hope for the best. Like when I would take tests in high school, I know jack all, I'm gonna hope for the best, but pray for the worst. Ace it every time. Look at that. Or like at the very least, like, oh look, a B. I'll take it, And amazingly enough, I only got that way after I used my phone to cheat in 8th grade. Because 8th grade was one of those times where I did not, because we had the constitutional test and all that, where you had to memorize the whole Constitution, amendments, everything. There was no way I was remembering president names. I'm just going to admit that right now. Everything else I memorized, I had down. President names? Hell no. No, they didn't. They got rid of it by the time you were in 8th grade.
It wasn't that long.
So, 8th grade for me, that was probably like the last time they had that. So, but legitimately, like, I used my phone that time because I had a phone. It was amazing.
I am the alpha male here.
So,
I mean, I remember in middle school, back when I wasn't as confident, like, shit,
Ow.
or like, didn't understand stuff as well.
yeah.
I remember kind of like, looking at other people's tests, like, that were like next to me.
Yeah.
I have like a couple memories of that, but the only time I like cheated that I like distinctly remember was in senior year of high school, in the class where I was like, fuck it, I'm fine with getting an F. I just want to see if I can pull this shit off.
Right.
And so I had one of the thicker rubber bands.
Yeah.
The organic label.
I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
So, and then you take a textbook, you lift up one of the covers, you stretch the rubber band over the textbook.
Right. And you write it on the rubber band.
Like, you take all the vocab words and you write down the vocab words on the stretched out rubber band on the side that doesn't say organic.
Right.
And so you on the rubber band and you just write out all of the vocab words around it. And then when you take it off of the textbook, it looks like a bunch of little dashes, tally marks.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you put it on your wrist. For that day, you have the organic, written on
Yeah.
the side. Just going back, and then test time comes, sitting there, you don't remember vocab word, pull it,
And stretch it and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the part under your finger over, stretch it out. If that doesn't have the vocab word, you fling it around your arm.
Yep.
It slightly rotates it around your wrist. Boom. You can just
Yeah.
and we'll go through the vocab.
Right.
I did that and much more.
Nice.
The most I did for cheating was put it up to groups to self correct. I got 4.5 instead of 4.2. I was like, have like an extra line convincing enough to be like, okay, yeah, this is correct.
Right.
About it. Just also,
See, and that's an interesting thing. We've got all this technology. Teachers were always worried about us using that technology to teach. We came up with like classic no technology tricks to cheat.
they overcorrected themselves.
They're like, you're gonna use the technology to cheat. Leave it up front or put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, whatever. What do? Rubber bands, fucking like on the palm, on the inside of a watch, something. We always found a way to just sneak it in.
Yeah, if you're smart enough, you can figure out the simplest way to do it.
Exactly. That doesn't use technology, and yet every teacher was like, "You're gonna use it. I just know you are." No.
And they say in school, this is going to affect you negatively when you're an adult. Like, use my phone for this when I'm an adult. Why is it negative?
Right? Or like in math class, you're not gonna be walking around with a calculator when you're older. Look at a phone. What's a phone got? Calculator. That is literally what I use my.
Walk around too.
At work, I will use my phone for like pretty much two things. One, music. Two, calculator.
Same. Oh, except YouTube on breaks.
I hardly use YouTube on my break except for, again,
Well,
just
not
music.
technique.
Right, I'm just saying, like, even I don't really do that much. So, like, you have three things, I have two things.
You're at the register though. So it's
Right?
different.
But literally, I only use it for, like, those two things on my phone is fucking music and a calculator. And yet math teachers everywhere will be like, you're not going to walk around with a calculator in your pocket. Proves you wrong.
I wonder what they would think nowadays, because they were even saying that when I was in high school. Like, that was not so long ago. So what are they saying now?
They weren't actively saying it, but you heard like of the other people like a few years ahead of you that heard that.
No, I heard.
Yeah.
You heard teachers say that?
Yeah, it's the students and stuff.
Right.
Like, and their excuse was, you can't use it anymore because they encourage.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that are like, if you're using it for like a calculator or to help you find something, or if you're using it just for music, fine. Even Holiday was like, if you're listening to music, that's fine, and your earbud, that's fine, as long as you got only one in and you can still hear a customer. Okay, perfect. Take photos of things. That's what they want you to do.
I've literally been on a Zoom call or at work with one earbud in,
Yeah.
listening to it while helping customers.
Right? Literally, it makes it easy for certain things. I mean, again, jobs literally will encourage little things about using a phone. Maybe not like just using it and being like, oh, I'm going to text so-and-so, I'm going to call them. You know, using it for things that could help you. Like, again, taking a photo of something, using it as a calculator, or just a little bit of music just to help you get through the day because they know you're going to snap.
Question. What qualifies as technology? Is pen technology?
I mean, that's a good question, and that's something I thought about.
Egg technology?
Depends on where you want to draw the line with your argument.
A lot of people could...
Technology.
I-
Speaking of plastic,
A knife is technology, bro.
I would say that technology definitely, for a lot of people, could, from a standpoint, be viewed as anything that we have made with advanced methods. However, I view it as technology is more so that is something that is not manually powered.
question.
If it uses any sort of electricity, motors, things like that, that would, to me, count as technology, like cars.
Question. Sea turtles eat a lot of plastic and stuff like that. And garbage. Do they count as cyborgs yet?
They count as dead. Just gonna say that. I'm sorry, but you know they count as dead.
Dead or dead cyborgs?
Just dead. Well, not yet dead. The soon-to-be dead.
No teenage cyborg sea turtle yet.
No. No Teenage Mutant Ninja Seaborg Titers.
I didn't say
What the fuck did I say? Seaborg Titers. What the hell is a Seaborg Titer? I mean, okay, Seaborg is kind of fun. I like that because it's a play on words, like cyborg and a sea turtle kind of thing. So Seaborg, that's something to deal with.
ocean that's been turned to a cyborg.
I can deal with a Seaborg, you know, but a Titer
Tartar. It's tartar sauce to me of turtles.
and as a tater. It's like a tartar tater sauce out of a turtle. Turtle tater tartar sauce.
Someday there will be cyborg sea turtles. Because they'll eat
Borg
the
death.
wrong plastic and then take over humanity.
What is Borg death? What is Borg death you are finding?
Apparently, Borg is a slang in some fucking slang, but it's like to turn into a cyborg. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna Borg them or something.
Right.
Heard that from Star Trek.
Well, let's see what it says about as a Urban Dictionary for Seaborg. Okay.
Oh, and then I guess that was Swedish in Borg.
Borg is also things in Star Trek. I know, because my grandparents watched Star Trek.
Well, looking up Seaborg, you get Glenn T. Seaborg. Glenn Theodore Seaborg was an American chemist whose involvement in the synthesis, discovery, and investigation of 10 transuranium elements earned him a share of the 1951 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. That's what you get when you look up Seaborg.
A share?
A share.
How much is it worth nowadays?
I have no idea.
In Old Norse, Borg means city or stronghold.
Minecraft time. Let's go to Stronghold.
Go to the Borg.
if I were to turn a stronghold into a base, I'm gonna call it a board. Actually, no, the boards.
If we're all cyborg, if we all become cyborgs though, and we have a company and we're the board of directors, can we be the Borg of directors?
No. This guy could be the board.
Can we transform everybody that's in the school district into cyborgs so they're the school Borg of? Yeah.
It's a school board meeting.
Yeah.
They just plays in episode 9.
Now there's some advancement for technology right there.
Hey, I'm working on it.
Right? Elon Musk, where are you? Get on this, dude. Only for the, the school boards and the board of directors, though. Not for everybody else.
Elon Musk is either on Mars, or he became a cyborg and crashed, and they have no idea how to fix him.
He's trying to reverse his own life, man. I mean, he started off with almost no hair. Now he's got hair.
He's just aging backwards.
Actually, there's a,
Benjamin Button.
also there's a machinery shop, not far from here, so from, I work there. And Elon Musk is actually, like, coming to visit there. He hasn't met him yet, but his dad who works there, has met him. And, like, he just showed up, and they're like, I want these parts.
To be perfectly honest, sometimes I want to go up to Elon Musk and slap him and ask him just why he made flamethrowers available for random people. Because I'm still going to admit, though that's cool, it was the dumbest idea.
It's not a flamethrower.
It was.
It's not a flamethrower.
It was. There were so many issues.
It might be a flame-propelling object, but it's not a flamethrower.
No, it wasn't labeled as a flamethrower, but everybody knew it was a flamethrower. Use of it was as a flamethrower. It caused problems. No. We're not going to let you buy a flamethrower.
You can. Prevent me. There's the internet.
If you look up not a flamethrower, the first thing that comes up is flamethrower, the one that Elon Musk made, and it's his website. The first fucking search result.
The first search result I get is an ad for not a flamethrower boring on eBay.
You know, the Boring Company is the one who made it.
Yeah.
And if you go to it, I don't.
There it is, the Boring Company.
No, he made 20,000, I think.
Yeah. 20,000 not a flamethrowers sold.
Yeah.
Fire extinguisher sold separately. The rumor that I'm secretly creating a zombie apocalypse to generate demand for flamethrowers is completely false. The zombie apocalypse may not have arrived, but we are always preparing for the future. Know what we should build next? Join us and make it happen.
If you go to the website for it, like where it says the Boring Company flamethrower. But in between company and flamethrower, yeah, just above that space
Is
like,
not a,
it says
yeah.
not a.
Yeah.
Boring Company, not
There's
flamethrower.
the Boring Company flamethrower. But you look and it's not a flamethrower. Seriously, the fact that it also says fire extinguisher sold separately, it's like, dude, that tells you it is a flamethrower. If you do not know it's a flamethrower, if you do not think about it being a flamethrower, you are retarded. I'm just going to say that.
I think about it as a flame spitter.
Is the not a flamethrower illegal?
It should be. Is a criminal act unless it is used for agricultural, construction, or historical collection purposes.
I don't think we collect anything historical using it. I think we just might burn history with it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Something in quotes that says this bill establishes that owning and using a flamethrower is a criminal act unless
It is used for agricultural.
historical collection purposes. I mean, there are only 20,000 made. It's a historical item now.
Right? Or at least it can be like 30 years in the future. You know, you collect that and you're like, hey, Grandpappy, what's that? It's my flamethrower. Sorry, not a flamethrower.
That's right, not a flamethrower.
It just makes me think back to the Markiplier video. Not a Penice, 3,000. Friggin' the game Besiege, and he's made a friggin' thing that is a fucking penis, but it's not a Penice, 3,000.
Turns out they were $500 each.
Why is it so cheap? I could spend more on a PS5. Why is a flamethrower more cheap? Oh my god. Literally. Is Elon Musk's flamethrower a flamethrower?
All that too. The flamethrower was not a flamethrower, but that isn't stopping police.
Mark Harris. You look at the photo right next to it. That is clearly a flamethrower.
Yeah.
If it's not a flamethrower, that's a flame rifle.
It's a flame spear.
Fallen fires. The Boeing company's flame throwing device. It's a flame throwing device.
I do want to state the picture where she is holding that. It does look like a rifle type, so it's not a flamethrower. It's a flame rifle. It's a fire rifle, man. That's all it is.
Wait. In the U.S., flamethrowers are federally unregulated and not even considered a firearm, ironic, by the
BATF. Wow.
Because I can buy one without any problem.
No need for any NFA tax stamps, weapons licensing, or even an FF dealer. It's the purchaser's responsibility to ascertain that ownership and/or use does not violate any state or local laws or regulations. There was a moment earlier in the year when it looked like California lawmakers might ban the not a flamethrower anyway. California Assemblyman Miguel Santiago introduced a bill to create new classification for devices that shoot flames from 2 to 10 feet. Of course, because it's California.
Cool stuff.
Flamethrowers are broadly legal for personal ownership use, but California requires a permit for the ownership of flamethrowers, and only Maryland is outright banned their ownership use. What? Legal to own. In the USA, flamethrowers are federally unregulated. Private ownership of a flamethrower is not restricted. Flamethrower is a tool, not a firearm. Flamethrowers are legal in 48 states and restricted in California and Maryland. And California just requires it in Maryland.
Now here's another thing. Why did Tesla make a flamethrower? The idea was to link cities, stop traffic congestion, and help weary drivers avoid road rage. What the fuck? Certainly flamethrowers weren't part of the business plan. And yet we learned last week that the Boring Company was selling 20,000 flamethrowers for $500 apiece.
Yeah, Tesla didn't make it. The Boring Company did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different company.
Same dude, different company. It's all good. What does Elon Musk own? Way too much.
Actually, he's been, from my understanding, he's like gone more minimalist and sold like a lot of shit. Maybe he won't get that.
He sold his child. He sold his child.
That's why he has a lot of money. He sells a lot of his shit.
He sold his child.
No, which I still don't understand that fucking name.
Oh, the name.
It's Kyle.
He did explain it.
Because of,
The mom.
California law. No, the mom.
Yeah.
The mom had, like, was started out part of the name and he did the other part. But because of California law, he did change it. It no longer has a 15. It has, like, X feature or whatever it was.
Yeah, because California law says you can't have... Technically, you're not supposed to have Roman numerals in California law. Or at least at one point.
Letters.
Right, but at one point they said you couldn't have Roman numerals, but it changed. It was back in, like, I think it was like 2009 that you couldn't have Roman numerals or something like that as its name.
First thing to come up, Elon Musk. What was it? X-12. It was 12, so it was XII now.
Yeah, I like how California is one of the states that don't allow the use of accents, but they do permit the inclusion of hyphens and apostrophes. This explains why Elon Musk and Grimes were able to charmingly name their child XAEAXII.
Exaggerated.
I think it's like Xander. So, but here's a small little list. Some of these are listed below: King, Queen, Jesus Christ, I, Santa Claus, Majesty, Mystery Nigger, Adolf Hitler, Messiah at 1069. Those are some of the names that are illegal in the U.S. That is an example. Illegal baby names from across the world. Okay, some countries also have laws banning names that could be ridiculous or cause children problems in social interactions. Below is a list of names that are illegal across the world alongside where exactly they aren't allowed. Chief Maximus, New Zealand. Robocop, Mexico. Yep. Sax Fruit, New Zealand. Linda, Saudi Arabia. Snake, Malaysia. Friday, Italy. Islam, China. Sarah, Morocco. Osama bin Laden, Germany. Metallica, Sweden. Prince William, France. Devil, Japan. Blue, Italy. Circumcision, Mexico. Corin, China. What? BRFXXCCCLLLMMPCCCLMNPRXVCLMNCKSS, Sweden.
That definitely looks like it might be Roman.
It's all Roman numerals, but that is illegal in Sweden. Harriet, Iceland. Cyanide, United Kingdom. You cannot name your child Cyanide in the United Kingdom.
Can't
Because
be
they
called
live in
happy.
the U.S.
Yeah. Monkey, you cannot name your child Monkey in Denmark. Thor in Portugal. 007 in Malaysia. Griezmann, Mbappe, or whatever, however you say that, France. Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. New Zealand. You can't name your child Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii in New Zealand? Oh, that's bullshit.
Also, the double meaning. You also can't name your child anal.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Bridge in You can't name your child Bridge in Norway.
We're straight from technology.
You can't name... We are using technology. You can't name your child Nutella in France, Wolf in Spain, Tom in Portugal, Camilla in Iceland, Judas in Switzerland.
Tom?
Nope. And Duke in Australia. What the hell? See, without technology, you wouldn't be able to know this.
No, I couldn't. Be trouble a lot.
You would have to, and that would be expensive.
Oh, yep, there's that long one.
Yeah, holy crap. What does that come to, actually? Let me...
Oh, that really long-ass, just random string of consonants name in Sweden. The meaning is unclear, but the parents claim it should be pronounced Alvin.
Yeah, is a name intended for a Swedish child who was born in 1991.
Reason newest band, it isn't a name. In Iceland, you can't. In Iceland, you can't name your kid Carol.
I like how Urban Dictionary. A guy with a hella long name pronounced Albin. He is a dick, but he can also be nice.
Someone fucking got it.
There is no, like, translation for this as Roman numerals.
Huh. You know why you can't name your kid Carolina in Iceland?
Why?
Icelandic alphabet doesn't include the letter C.
Huh.
It kind of makes sense.
Can I name my child God? Go for it! In spite of these famous names, you can't actually name your child anything you want. At least in the United States. Although the right to choose your child's name is protected by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, most states do have some restrictions in place that might surprise you. So, you could name your kid God, I guess, if you wanted to. You just can't name him Jesus Christ. But you can name your kid God.
Wait, what was that, Vince?
In the United States. Can I name my child God? Go for it. In spite of the famous names, you can't actually name your child anything you want. At least in the United States. Although the right to choose your child's name is protected by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, most states do have some restrictions in place that might surprise you. But you could technically name your child God.
What about Christ Jesus?
No.
Wait, you can't name him Jesus Christ?
You can't name him Jesus Christ in the U.S. Jesus Christ is an illegal name.
Why is there religion to Jesus Christ and its name is...
Because he was the only Jesus Christ and you cannot have another.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can. I just need to go... I just need to do it illegally. In America.
Yeah.
Well, at least most of these families very likely that.
In most states, these names would be prohibited. So in most states, somewhere in the U.S., definitely Jesus Christ is one of them. Oh, and you can't have like Harry 3 or anything like that. And you can't actually technically have 3 in the name at all. I don't know. But it's just not okay.
And also it's not okay. California can't have multiple access.
Yep. California,
Larry said that.
yeah, California, derogatory or obscene names, pictographs, and non-English characters are banned. In California, derogatory or obscene names, pictographs, and non-English characters are banned.
I mean, for legal reasons,
Yes, but at the same time, it takes away some creativity. Elon Musk just happened to find his way around it.
yeah. It's like, you can't use numbers, bitch. That's
Yeah.
not the word.
Yeah.
Like, alright. DII, bitch.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah. So, but it's amazing. What I want to know is, though, if you went to a different country or a different state or something like that, where you could name your child one of those names, where it's actually perfectly fine, and you came back to your original state where it's technically illegal, do you have to change your kid's name? Because it was born somewhere else. Yeah, because it was born where it was legal.
Like it's
but comes here.
Its name is legally created, so it's just there already.
Yeah, and you have to go with a translation in a way for California, dependent on how they respond. Maybe.
Somewhere where it's fine.
Right.
And just like, hey, this is your name.
Yeah. So. Well, that was a good little derailment with technology.
From Messiah to Hitler.
Right? Yeah. Oh, man. We went from just discussing about technology to using technology to just to look random crap up. It's great, though.
Technology.
It does make things easier to get distracted. Most of all. It really does.
We would only be asleep this time if we didn't have technology.
Oh, I definitely probably would have. It's after 8. I do have work tomorrow. You're right. Yes, you do. Yes, he does. We all have work tomorrow.
We should wrap it up.
So. But,
I can provide one.
I have one. It's edited in later. Same with the intro. No. So, anyways. Well, hey. Honestly, though, that was actually kind of nice. It's kind of nice to just go off on things. We start with a topic and then just go off. Exactly. That's how they should happen these days. But most people are like, just text and just get straight to the point. I like this. Sit. Most people get super sidetracked and you're like, fucking tell me. But like this kind of thing, I like this. Sitting amongst friends and just going off. Like we start with a topic or something like that and then we talk it and then just woo.
And then you just pedal put blah 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 and you just get to make it.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Just find a spot where it looks like, oh, they transitioned here. Put that in the title.
Yeah. Like like just saying like, does technology make life easier or more complicated? As we get derailed. So, but yes, honestly though, thank you guys for, indulging me in this. It's actually fun to actually do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, and again, it's nice to just have that moment of conversation and just go off on things, because then you get a whole bunch of different viewpoints. You hear different opinions about anything. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. Did you fucking know the stuff about Internet Explorer and Halo?
Right?
Yeah.
That was fun to know. So, alrighty. Well, that'll do it for this one then. So, hopefully we can come back again some point and do it again.
So if this ever gets to the internet, be sure to share on social medias.
Exactly.
And follow in all the places, anywhere you're hearing us, like where you're hearing us right fucking now. Fucking follow us. Do it. I know you're not doing it. Do it.
I don't think I'm going to follow us. Don't be peer pressured.
Don't listen to him.
Don't be peer pressured by this scrub. He's a scrub.
You better follow.
His hair is long.
Listen to the deeper man.
Follow.
Totally follow and subscribe.
Don't be peer pressured.
Like, share, subscribe, download.
What?
Share it with all your friends.